From the job site to the code book, this is a Pool Envy podcast where licensed pool professionals speak up. Code, compliance, craftsmanship. Hosted by Jason Davies. Licensed across Wisconsin, Florida, and Texas. Your deep end starts now.
One of the most important safety systems in a swimming pool is also one of the easiest to overlook. Most homeowners never see it. By the time the project is finished, it's buried, covered by concrete, hidden behind equipment, out of sight for the rest of the pool's life. I'm talking about the bonding system. Now, before anybody reaches for a code book, this isn't an electrical training class. This is simply a homeowner awareness discussion. Because over the years, I've noticed something interesting. When people build a pool, they spend months making decisions about what they'll see every day. Tile, plaster, coping, decking, lighting, water features. Those choices matter, and they should. But very few homeowners ever stop and ask, can I see the bonding system before it gets covered up? And that's unfortunate. Because once the concrete is poured, the opportunity is usually gone. What makes bonding unique is that it often disappears into a gray area of responsibility. The pool contractor thinks the electrician handled it. The electrician thinks the pool contractor handled it. The homeowner assumes somebody handled it. Then 10 years pass. Records get misplaced. People move. Companies change hands. And then nobody remembers exactly what happened. That's why documentation matters. Not because you're preparing for a dispute. Not because you're trying to catch somebody doing something wrong. Simply because memories fade while records remain. A handful of photographs taken before concrete is placed can answer questions years later. Questions that otherwise may never have an answer. Before work gets covered up, ask whether photos were taken. Ask who verified the installation. Ask whether testing was performed. Ask who performed it. Those aren't unusual questions. They're normal questions. Professional questions. And quality contractors generally won't have any issue answering them. The reason this matters extends beyond new construction. Pools don't remain frozen in time. They get renovated, updated, modified, repaired. A coping replacement turns into deck work. Deck work turns into excavation. Equipment gets moved around. Concrete gets cut. New materials get installed. Construction happens. And whenever construction happens, there's always the possibility that something hidden may be affected. That's not criticism. That's simple reality. Which is why knowing what existed before the work began can be incredibly valuable. A few photographs, a short video, basic documentation. Nothing complicated, just a record of what was there. The same principle applies to equipment systems. A pool that has been around for 20 years may have had several owners and several contractors. A pump gets replaced. A heater gets upgraded. Automation gets added. Plumbing gets modified. Changes accumulate over time. The longer a pool exists, the more valuable good documentation becomes. The same thought process applies to automatic pool covers. When major components are serviced or replaced, don't assume every related detail was reviewed simply because work was completed. Ask questions. Keep records. Save photographs. You'll notice the theme keeps coming back to the same place: documentation. Not because documentation is exciting, but because documentation is useful. Now, I'm not suggesting you become an electrician. I am not suggesting you perform testing. And I'm certainly not suggesting you interpret electrical codes. I'm simply suggesting that homeowners stay curious. Ask questions, keep records, and take photographs before important details disappear from view. Because one reality never changes. You can always delete a photograph you don't need. You can never go back in time and take one after the concrete is poured. So before the deck is placed, before the project gets covered up, before everyone packs up and heads home, ask one simple question. Can you show me what is about to disappear forever? Most quality contractors will be happy to do exactly that. And you may learn more about your pool in 10 minutes than you would learn in 10 years. I'm Jason Davies with Pool Envy. Until next time, stay curious, document what matters, and remember, the most important wire in a swimming pool is often the one nobody ever sees.
This podcast is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not legal advice, and it is not site-specific engineering, code, or safety determination. All field conditions should be evaluated in context. Thanks for listening to the Pool Envy Podcast, where licensed pool professionals speak up. Hosted by Jason Davies, licensed across Wisconsin, Florida, and Texas. For more insights, subscribe and join us next time.